Well, folks, it is truly the end of an era. This article from The Hollywood Reporter: Netflix to shutter legacy DVD by mail business. The iconic red envelopes will be disappearing from mailboxes in September. That is September of 2023 for those of you watching this in the future. It's the end of an era for Netflix. 25 years after the company was founded, Netflix says it will wind down its legacy DVD by mail business. Yes, the red envelopes will soon be no more. In a FAQ and a blog post on its website Tuesday, Netflix says it will ship out its last DVD on September 29th, 2023. Quote, "After an incredible 25-year run, we've made the difficult decision to wind down at the end of September," the FAQ reads. "Our goal has always been to provide the best service for our members, but as the DVD business continues to shrink, that's going to become increasingly difficult. Making 2023 our final season allows us to maintain our quality of service through the last day and go out on a high note," end quote. So what I have to wonder is all of these people that are getting these like last DVD shipments, where are they going to ship these DVDs back to if Netflix is shuttering the service for good? You know, if I were people, I would just, now I'm not advocating you to do this. I think this is illegal. But just say that the DVD just never showed up in the mail, and just hang on to it. It happened to me a couple years ago. I used to have the Netflix DVD service a few years ago. I ended up canceling it. And what happened is the last shipment that was supposed to come, this is about a week before I decided to cancel, Netflix claimed that they shipped the DVDs to me, but I never received them in the mail, and I was so sick and tired of all the games that Netflix's DVD by mail service was playing with me at the time, that I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna cancel this entirely. So I cleared out my entire queue, and then I reported that that the DVDs just never got to me, and I ended up just canceling the service and moving on. Well, ironically, a few days after the service was canceled, the DVDs just magically showed up in the mail. It's like, okay. I've been incredibly lazy to mail them back because I already reported them missing, and then all of a sudden they come in, and now as of September 29th, 2023, I can't exactly send them back if they're shuttering the service. But here we go. Getting back to the article. Years before it ever streamed TV shows or movies, Netflix launched with a simple idea: replace the outmoded DVD rental experience by delivering DVDs to customers and letting them mail them back when they were done. The first DVD it shipped was a copy of Beetlejuice per the company. Soon, Netflix's red envelopes were everywhere, and Blockbuster, the dominant DVD rental company of the era, was on the ropes. Yes, what a lot of people liked about Netflix was that there was no late fees, right? If you wanted to keep the movie for 2 or 3 weeks, you could keep the movie for 2 or 3 weeks. It's just you weren't going to get your next movie sent to you until you sent the one back. The DVD division has shrunk over the years. It had $146 million in revenue in 2022 and $183 million in revenue in 2021, down from $239 million in 2020. And in quarter one of this year, it took in $32 million, suggesting a further fall. But it was Netflix's shift to a subscription model that turbocharged its growth, and it was quick to adopt algorithmic recommendations to help users identify what to rent next. Both the subscription model and the recommendation engine forged by Netflix's DVD effort to underpin its streaming business today. The DVD business was also the subject of one of the most infamous moments in Netflix history, when it said it should spin off its DVD service as a new company called Quickster. I actually remember Quickster. I actually had a subscription to Quickster when that was around, separating its streaming and DVD offerings. Customers revolted, and the DVD service stuck around as part of the main Netflix service. Ultimately, however, the streaming plans and DVD plans diverged. Streaming, it turns out, could grow a lot faster than the DVD business, which relied on old-fashioned infrastructure like warehouses, DVD inventory, and mail service to function. And it proved to be game-changing for the way entertainment was consumed, even if some hardcore fans continue to use the DVD service for those hard-to-stream titles. Ultimately, while the end of Netflix's DVD division is the end of a defining era in the entertainment business, the writing has been on the wall for years. Netflix hasn't broken out how many DVD subscribers it has since 2019, when it had just over 2.1 million subscribers and revenue of $300 million. And co-CEO Ted Sarandos has made it clear that the company had no intention of trying to prop it up. Quote, "Once your primary role is trying to save a business, you are dead," Sarandos told THR's Kim Masters in an interview in March 2021. "When we made the transition from DVD to streaming, we never spent a minute trying to save the DVD business. Our future was always going to be in streaming, and any effort we spent trying to save the DVD business was energy that wasn't being spent trying to create the streaming business." In the Tuesday blog post, Sarandos reflected on the legacy of the service. Quote, "We feel so privileged to have been able to share movie nights with our DVD members for so long, so proud of what our employees achieved and excited to continue pleasing entertainment fans for many more decades to come," he wrote. "To everyone who added a DVD to their queue or waited by the mailbox for a red envelope to arrive, thank you." End quote. Here's something that Netflix could have honestly done. They could have released their Netflix originals to DVD and Blu-ray themselves, right? They could have propped up their own DVD by mail service, and on top of that, if you get into stores like Walmart, Amazon, Target, whatnot, you can at least have all that extra revenue coming in, so the DVD by mail service and streaming could work like a yin and yang. And you could also continue to sell your DVD by mail service under the guise of, hey, there are so many movies that we have on DVD that we don't have the rights to stream for a plethora of reasons. Either it's too expensive, or quite simply, the production company that owns the rights to the movie no longer exists, so there's no one to buy the rights to. Therefore the rights are in limbo. But no, you want to go all in on streaming, and now you're losing your shirt. And everyone's been telling you for years to release your Netflix originals onto DVD and Blu-ray so you get that extra revenue coming in. But no, the DVD model is dying. Do you know who doesn't believe that the DVD market is dying? Redbox. And a day after Netflix announced, this is April 18th, they announced that they were shuttering their DVD by mail service. On April 19th, this article from The Hollywood Reporter, Redbox owner interested in buying Netflix's DVD business. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment CEO Bill Ruhana tells The Hollywood Reporter he wants to buy the DVD business, though a Netflix source said it is not for sale and will be wound down. I remember reading a few years ago, I don't remember exactly where I read this, so take this with a grain of salt. I could be misremembering. But I remember reading a few years ago that Redbox wanted to buy Netflix's DVD by mail service to expand. Right, I think I read that back in like 2018, 2019. Again, I don't remember where I read it, so do take it with a huge grain of salt, because I could be misremembering. Could Netflix's red DVD envelope and Redbox's bright red DVD kiosk someday be part of the same company? Oh, one other thing I forgot about before continuing on with this article. Do you know how Redbox came to be, right? Redbox was created by former Netflix employees. It was an employee that pitched the idea of Redbox to Netflix to set up kiosks at various retail stores, and Netflix passed on them at the time, just like how Blockbuster passed on buying Netflix for like $50 million back in 2000 or 2001. Netflix did the same thing with Redbox, and now Redbox is a fucking behemoth too. But anyway, let's go into the article. Could Netflix's red DVD envelopes and Redbox's bright red DVD kiosk someday be part of the same company? Bill Ruhana, the CEO of Redbox owner Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, sure hopes so. Quote, "I'd like to buy it," Ruhana said of Netflix's DVD business in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter on Wednesday. "I wish Netflix would sell me that business instead of shutting it down." Redbox is already the biggest DVD rental company in the US with a network of some 32,000 Red DVD kiosks across the country. Just this week, it announced plans to add another 1,500 kiosks at Dollar General stores. Ruhana says the Dollar General kiosks are some of the company's most profitable. Netflix on April 18th announced that after 25 years it would mail out its last DVD in September. While the DVD business kickstarted Netflix's meteoric rise, in recent years it has been on the decline. In 2022, it had $146 million in revenue, down $40 million from the year prior. Quarter one had revenue of $32 million, suggesting a further decline this year. And Ruhana says he has reached out to Netflix over the years expressing a desire to acquire the DVD business to no avail. Quote, I have tried like 3 or 4 times to reach out to the corporate development people about it, but just got rebuffed each time, Ruhana says. So when I saw it being close, I thought, well, maybe they'll do it now. A Netflix source tells the Hollywood Reporter that the company is winding down the business and not selling it. As for what happens to those warehouses full of DVDs that fuel Netflix's red envelope business, they seem to be in limbo for now. Even if that is the case, Ruhana says he believes Netflix's decision to shutter the service will benefit his company. Quote, this could be a great boon to us because now there are a whole bunch of people who are going to look for a new place to get their DVDs, and we're close to 90% of them based on where our kiosks are located, he says. And he notes he does not expect the DVD business to go away anytime soon. Quote, we believe in it, and we believe it's going to be around for a while. Like most legacy things, it's a lot harder to kill them than people say, I believe, he adds. In fact, he believes the DVD business is in a position for growth over the next few years, thanks to a larger slate of movies hitting theaters and a desire from studios to re-engage with windowing strategies. Quote, we programmed our business plan to get us back to about 30% of 2019 level, Ruhana says. I feel that's pretty conservative. I think we'll be better than that. But you know, that's how we built the business plan that we've articulated. So people can decide for themselves whether they think that's overly optimistic or overly pessimistic. But adding Netflix's red envelopes and its estimated 1 million or so customers would be another feather in the cap. And here's the thing. Ruhana has a point about the DVD business being in a position for growth, right? You had all these studios, you had Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers have all basically come out and have basically said, look, we can't afford to keep these movies and shows exclusive to just streaming. There's not a whole lot of money to be made in it. So now you have these companies that are releasing their streaming originals onto DVD and Blu-ray. From what I have gathered over time was that the Star Trek shows that were on CBS All Access, now on Paramount Plus, have always been getting DVD and Blu-ray releases, right? House of the Dragon has also been released to DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. So whereas Netflix is seeing Netflix themselves is seeing the DVD model declining because Netflix refuses to embrace the DVD model, the rest of the industry is going back to it and saying, you know what? We need the extra we need that revenue back because streaming on its own is not as profitable as what DVD and Blu-ray were. So will Netflix sell to Redbox? Well, if Netflix doesn't care about the DVD service, then they should have no problem selling to Redbox. However, if you're the CEO of Netflix and you just shuttered the DVD service and you sold it to Redbox, and Redbox revives it on its own, do you want to be remembered as that guy that handed your competitor the greatest advantage that they could ever get by not going into streaming? Because remember, if there's one thing that corporate CEOs have is gigantic fucking egos, and they hate and corporate CEOs absolutely hate it when those giant fucking egos get absolutely fucking bruised.